Hello, my name is Esther Brown. It is currently April 5th, 2026, and this is my submission for the Effective Communication Techniques assignment. I will be posting a PDF document of all the resources used for this video, and I've decided to do my overview on obsessive compulsive disorder. So if you see me looking this way, it's because my notes are on my computer. I'm filming on my phone and my computer is directly behind my phone. So hopefully that makes sense. So obsessive compulsive disorder usually includes both obsessions and compulsions. Patients that have obsessive compulsive disorder may or may not know that obsessions and compulsions are beyond reason. They take up a great deal of time and can reduce quality of life, as well as get in the way of daily routines and responsibilities. OCD obsessions are characterized as lasting and unwanted thoughts that keep coming back, or urges or images that are intrusive and cause severe distress and anxiety. Patients may try to ignore or get rid of them by acting on a ritual. These obsessions usually intrude when you're trying to think of or do other things. These obsessions typically have themes such as fear of contamination, doubting and having a hard time dealing with uncertainty, needing things to be orderly and balanced, having aggressive or unwanted thoughts about losing control and harming yourself or other people, and as well as intrusive, unwanted thoughts that are based around sexual or religious subjects. And so a lot of times these show up, personally for me, they show up in, did I lock the door? Did I actually run someone over with my car and I didn't know it? I get intrusive thoughts about harming people that I love, that I care about, and they really are very distressing. And so a lot of times people, almost every case, obsessive compulsive obsessions are followed by obsessive compulsive compulsions. Sorry, they're followed by obsessive compulsions, and so these are repetitive behaviors or mental acts that are meant to reduce anxiety related to the obsessions or prevent something bad from happening. Taking part in the compulsions brings no pleasure and may offer only limited relief from the anxiety. And so with these obsessions come the compulsions that could be seen as washing and cleaning, checking, ordering, having to follow a strict routine, and if something gets out of place or isn't correct, then you have to repeat it. And obsessive compulsive disorder can be influenced by your biology, your genetics, as well as learned behaviors. Obsessive fears and compulsive behaviors can be learned from watching family members or learning them over time. And so therapeutic communication that would be with treating someone with or caring for someone with obsessive compulsive disorder would be, I can see this is really distressing for you. I'm here for you and you're not alone, as well as what you're telling me sounds really overwhelming. What you're going through sounds really overwhelming. I'm sorry. And then when a lot of times patients with obsessive compulsive disorder look for reassurance, and that's something that they kind of crave when they're under this anxiety. And so instead of providing them reassurance, you could say, let's sit with that feeling instead of trying to get rid of it. Or what has helped you cope with this before? And then when they get the urge to perform a compulsion, you could say, I know the urge is strong, let's pause together. Or let's try a coping strategy before acting on it, just to see if that can help delay the behavior for a little bit. Non-therapeutic communication would be that's silly. Don't think like that. Or don't be worried. Or that would never happen. Because it dismisses how they're feeling, and it also makes the patient not want to open up. If someone said that to me, I'd be like, okay, well, now I guess you're not a safe space, so I'm not going to talk about this anymore. One time, I opened up to a friend about intrusive thoughts I had, and afterwards I said, does that sound crazy? And she said, yeah, it does. And so from then on, I was like, okay, I'm not going to talk to you anymore about this. And those therapeutic communication techniques I explained before are really beneficial because it allows the nurse to understand the patient, and it also allows the patient to know that the nurse cares about wanting to understand you, and the nurse cares about wanting to reduce this anxiety for you. And so I believe that this positively affects the client and nurse relationship because it allows for like a bridge to be built between the client wanting understanding and the nurse wanting to provide that understanding, and just being a safe space for the client to openly express what intrusive thoughts they're having, the compulsions that they use to reduce anxiety, and it helps the nurse just see from their side. I hope you enjoyed this overview, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.